Get ready for the action because we are diving straight into the NBA drama. We start with the Golden State Warriors and the blunt admission from Steve Kerr after their disappointing 2025-26 season. Steve Kerr shared some tough truths about his coaching year, revealing that it wasn't a great one, and we break down exactly what he said about the challenges the team faced leading up to that extension news. Next up, we look at the internal. And finally, we switch gears completely to the superstar off the court. Steph Curry just turned a private charity brunch into a massive multi-million-dollar event with Warren Buffett, and we unpack the massive financial and business expansion happening with the Golden State Warriors star, including his new AI venture, Simplicity. Don't miss the rest of this massive update. The Golden State Warriors concluded their 2025-26 season with a disappointing 37-45 record, ending their campaign in the play-in tournament after a loss to the Phoenix Suns. This marked the second time the team missed the playoffs since their 2022 championship run. Heading into the offseason, uncertainty surrounding player injuries, specifically involving Jimmy Butler III and Moses Moody, alongside the expiring contract of head coach Steve Kerr, dominated the narrative. Golden State addressed the coaching situation by re-signing Steve Kerr to a new 2-year extension, securing his services through the 2027-28 season and making him the highest-paid head coach in the NBA. Following the season, Steve Kerr offered a candid assessment of the performance, stating on the Dub Talk podcast that it was not a great year for him as a coach, noting that coaches experience seasons that are better and worse than others. Statistically, the Warriors finished the regular season with their first under 500 record since the NBA bubble in 2019-20. The team struggled across several key metrics, finishing 26th in turnovers per game at 15, and among the bottom half of the league in points per game, 114.6, rebounds per game, 42.3, field goal percentage, 46.1%, and surprisingly, three-point percentage, 35.6%. In terms of individual performance, Brandon Podziemski led the team in points per game with 13.8, while Draymond Green led in both rebounds and assists, averaging 5.5 each per game. The season was heavily impacted by a string of injuries. The team entered the year as a contender with a healthy core, but injuries mounted significantly. Jimmy Butler III suffered a torn ACL in January, and Stephen Curry dealt with runner's knee, missing a significant portion of the season, playing only 43 games. Furthermore, Moses Moody suffered a season-ending ruptured left patellar tendon in late March. As the team navigated these challenges, they made roster adjustments leading up to the trade deadline, sending Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for Kristaps Porzingis, who battled his own injuries throughout the regular season. Despite the rough campaign, analysts suggest the team's struggles were compounded by unfortunate injury luck. The Warriors are now focused on rebuilding, aiming to leverage a healthy Stephen Curry and other core talent in the upcoming offseason. Amid a recent press conference, General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. made a comment that has sparked debate regarding the Golden State Warriors' current standing. During the event, Dunleavy stated, "We didn't get to a point where we played a team where, the roster is better than ours." This remark has led analysts to question the team's competitive position, particularly given their recent performance, which included losing 55% of their games. Critics argue that such a significant losing record suggests other teams possess a genuine roster advantage. The article points to the team's struggles last season, citing injuries that robbed them of key players, including Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, and the mixed results of integrating Kristaps Porzingis. The author contends that injuries expose fundamental weaknesses, rather than simply excusing poor performance. Comparisons were drawn between the Warriors and other contending teams in the Western Conference Finals, such as the Oklahoma City Thunder, highlighting their depth, including Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and Ajay Mitchell. The report also noted the strong playoff performance of the Spurs, featuring rookie Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle. While acknowledging some positive roster additions, such as Gui Santos' emergence and the value of Brandon Podziemski, the piece concludes that the Warriors are not currently among the elite. The author suggests that the team, operating at a level of full squad, half strength, is not positioned for immediate championship contention. Furthermore, the report contrasts Dunleavy's perceived optimism with comments made by coach Steve Kerr, who expressed a sobering view of the situation. Kerr indicated that this was the first time they could not realistically expect an immediate title, suggesting a necessary, difficult journey of rebuilding. The article questions whether Dunleavy's belief that the team is just a few adjustments away from glory is accurate, concluding that if he truly holds that view, the current offseason may be futile. The narrative emphasizes that achieving success requires a realistic assessment of the current roster and challenges. The Golden State Warriors are gearing up for a significant offseason shakeup, signaling a willingness to explore roster changes despite existing financial constraints. With the 11th overall pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the team possesses more flexibility than in recent years to target key contributors beyond a potential star acquisition. However, the organization has emphasized a desire for continuity, with team management expressing a preference for bringing back both Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford to anchor their primary center rotation. While neither player is guaranteed a return, Horford has a player option, and Porzingis is an unrestricted free agent. The stated goal of retaining both players sends a clear signal that is not favorable for Quinten Post's tenure with the team. Post has demonstrated potential over his 2 NBA seasons, developing into a capable perimeter shooter and showing strides in defense and rebounding during his sophomore campaign. Nevertheless, his current statistical output, averaging 7.7 points, 4 rebounds, and 1.4 assists while shooting 33.6% from three, positions him as a diminished version of the skill set provided by established big men like Porzingis. Concerns surrounding the availability of the preferred center tandem are also mounting. Porzingis has limited availability, having played in only 15 of his 31 games with the Warriors, and Horford is approaching 40 and has played in only 45 games this season. If Golden State intends to rely on both Porzingis and Horford as their core center rotation, they urgently require a consistently available player who can contribute on the margins, specifically a solid rebounder and defender, a role Post is not currently filling. While Post's restricted free agency status could suggest the Warriors are interested in bringing him back at a low cost based on developmental potential, the overarching intention to retain both Horford and Porzingis serves as a negative indicator for the second-year big man. Steph Curry has cemented his status as a high-profile figure not only in the NBA, but also in the realm of high-stakes philanthropy and business investment. A recent charity auction on eBay saw an anonymous bidder place a staggering $9,100,000 bid for a private lunch with Curry, his wife Isha Curry, and legendary investor Warren Buffett. The event, revived by Buffett, is set to take place next month in Omaha, Nebraska, and will benefit the Currys' Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, which supports literacy, meals, playground renovations, and youth sports in Oakland. Warren Buffett has committed to matching the winning bid, effectively doubling the fundraiser's potential impact to over $18 million. This move highlights a shared belief in the power of collaboration across generations and institutions to drive meaningful change. Beyond sports, Curry's off-court portfolio is expanding significantly. He has built a reputation in venture capital and tech investing. Recently, Curry has been linked to Simplicity, a Palo Alto-based AI company developing enterprise AI systems for sectors like real estate and travel. Simplicity's platform is reportedly powering deployments for major real estate brands, emphasizing autonomous task execution rather than traditional chatbot technology. The timing of these developments coincides with a transitional period for Buffett, who recently stepped down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway while remaining chairman. Meanwhile, Curry continues to balance his basketball commitments with his growing business ventures. Furthermore, Curry has addressed the importance of his personal life, revealing that his key strategy for maintaining a strong marriage with Isha is prioritizing candid conversations and small, meaningful moments. In other NBA news, Mario Chalmers recently entered a public dispute with Steph Curry regarding point guard rankings, while Curry has also expanded his brand presence through collaborations, including a whiskey line with chef Jose Andres.